The following program contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to Ox After Dark, the late night great night show where Dean, the Dream Martin, John the Everyday Collector, Classy Thomas, CM Chuck, and Abe Dunks talk about our dreams, our lives, our trials, our tribulations, and more. Dean, how are we doing today?
Not too shabby. It's been a pretty good week. Nothing really to report. I've had kind of a boring week, so I'm trying to think if anything cool or exciting has happened, but
No gummy bears this week. Kevin's
no.
good.
In fact, I stopped buying gummy bears
Knock on wood.
and
Wow.
candy, and
Wow.
stopped drinking sugar.
Wow, good for you.
Oh wow, good.
Nice, Dean.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks to 3 weeks, maybe.
Good for
Okay,
you.
good.
It kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
coffee.
I do sweet and low in my tea, and then I drink those those sparkling waters from HEB that have like sweetener in them. I guess it's
The
like,
artificial.
yeah. So
Those are pretty good. I
they're
actually,
really good,
I
actually.
typically do the unsweetened ones, but this
Yeah.
week I guess they were out, so I just did the sweetened one for my pickup, and not bad. Not fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be a fucking madman if I just did like cold turkey, no sweet anything. So, but yeah, if I get like Uber Eats or something, like I got some McDonald's breakfast the other day. I just did like Diet Coke and stuff. So it's
Diet Coke is delicious.
it's a process, but you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a
Yeah,
day.
you do.
Yeah, so it's been going. It's slow going, but it's going.
There we go. Love to hear it. Congratulations. Let's see here, John. Big smile on your face. How are we doing today?
Black coffee, Dean. Black coffee, baby.
Does black oh, I'll put hair on your chest, dude.
Wow.
Doing well. Watched Godzilla -1.
Ooh, did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. I love the story.
It's
Story was
amazing,
fantastic.
isn't it? It's
It was
incredible.
a well-written story with Godzilla in it. That's pretty much it. It's
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
yeah. That's
so
good. That's good.
I appreciate what they did there. What else have I been watching? Been watching a little Berserk. Nipping
Oh, I was
at
about
that.
to ask if you're still watching Berserk.
I'm still getting at it, yeah. When I
Where are
can.
you at?
I'm where he's with Guts is with Griffith, and they're getting more into the battles. He's older now, and
Okay.
they're yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So
There we go.
Not the good stuff yet, but yeah. No, other than that, just been taking care of life. Another week flying by, unbelievable.
There we go. There we go. Thomas, how has your week been, my dear friend?
It's actually been pretty good this week. I had, had a few things that I had to take care of, and so I've been on the computer all day working on that issue and trying to get
Wow.
that all squared away, and I think it's just about there. And then I spent a couple of hours trying to work on the movie night stream because we're going to be doing my
Yeah.
movie tomorrow, which
What movie are we doing?
we're going to be doing The Evil Dead Rise.
Wow. Very cool.
And so I've been kind of working, just reviewing the movie again and writing up my script and just trying to figure out what I want to share and what I don't want to share. So that's been kind of a challenge. I think this is the most work I've put into anything
Wow.
that I've done on the net. Usually I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants, but this one I'm actually trying to prepare for because, I told Chris he set the bar kind of high
He
because
did.
he did such a fine job on his. I said, damn, man. Now you're gonna make me have to go out and do some work too. I was just gonna be able to sit there and just shoot the breeze. So so I gotta help do my part to keep the standards as high as possible. So
It was very highbrow production. I was very impressed.
yeah, so it's
very
exciting.
impressed.
I'm kind of excited because I love this movie, and it's something that I'm, very glad to be able to share with. So
There we go.
I hope everybody out there will be able to join us tomorrow.
Very good.
But other than that, I've just been kind of, sorting through stuff. I kind of sat down, and I think I told Ben the other day that I looked around. I was trying to find something. I was trying to find a figure, and I couldn't locate it for the life of me. And I was going through boxes, and then I looked, and everywhere I looked, there were stacks of boxes. I said, I have got too many damn figures. So
Feel free to just send them. I don't have enough, so.
hey, I might have to do that because
Hey, let's go.
I tell you what. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just kind of sorting through some things and trying to figure out, what needs to have a home on my shelf, and what doesn't. Because there's some things I
Yeah.
bought kind of on a whim, and I like it, but I'm not sure where it fits now, and I just don't have the space for it unless I'm going to start rotating, put something in for a while, take it down, put something else up.
Yeah.
And I just don't
That's a
think,
toughie.
yeah, I don't think that I'm cut out for that. I'm a little too lazy for that. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of doing a little bit of curating and trying to organize and get things set up. And
Yeah.
once I kind of get this new shelf assembled, I won't be able to, I wanted to buy some, what's that stuff? Not plexiglass, but what's the acrylic? Yeah, acrylic. Yeah. I wanted to buy some acrylic sheets to kind of encase, because this is one of those garage shelves.
Yeah.
And it's the nicest one I have ever seen. You know how most of them have the exposed holes where you.
Yes. Did you get it from Costco? These are the ones that I have, where they have it's not exposed. It's
Yeah,
real
exactly.
nice.
No, actually,
Yeah.
I got it on AliExpress, and they had
Really?
one that I liked. It was 72 inches. I wanted something at least 6 feet.
Yeah.
And the one I had
that's-
was a little
I
bit
think we have a
smaller.
similar one.
So I got one. I found one that was 72 inches, so it's right at what I need with the 6 feet. So
What are you giggling
just-
at over there? Just
so
have the
I'm gonna
time of your
be,
life over
I'm
there.
putting
texting
that
my
together.
mom.
Oh, you look so
Yeah.
happy over there. I thought there was a joke I missed.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, and then that's going to give me more space. And then once I kind of get it in place, I'll probably just maybe try and do some measurements and order some acrylic to kind of encase a little bit to kind of keep it a little bit more dust free. But that's about
Yeah.
it for me.
There you go. Eddie has a really good video on his channel. He did that process,
Yeah.
and if you look up his channel, he's got some pretty good tips and tricks. So
Okay.
might be worth a watch.
Yeah.
how we doing today?
Doing good, gents. Finished up the live action Spider-Mans in movie theaters on Monday, so that
Wow.
was cool. So we got
What
got
was the
through
one this weekend or this
It
week?
was No Way Home. So yeah, that was
Nice.
the last Tom Holland one so far, and then we're gonna try to do Into the Spider-Verse next Sunday.
Oh wow, they're going all the way back. I didn't realize they were doing the animated too.
Well, I think the Spider-Man Mondays is over for the live action, but a couple of theaters are putting out the animated ones. I guess just because it's summer and
Smart,
kids are
bro.
going to theaters. So
yeah.
yeah, gonna do that. I watched -1 also again since I hadn't seen it in color, so my first color viewing was at home and
Wow.
equally excellent.
Where's it streaming?
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
is where
okay.
I saw it. Yeah, and they kind of just dropped it, I think, like without saying anything, and it's
Yeah.
number 1 on Netflix right now.
It's the
so-
best way.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, and then
Yeah, I was surprised. I was gonna buy it, and then, like, when it went to midnight, I was like, "Damn!" I thought I heard a rumor it was coming to Netflix, and I was like, "Well, I'll just wait." And then when I woke up in the morning, I guess
It was
maybe it was
there.
a time zone thing. Yeah, it was there.
Black
Yeah.
and White's supposed to be by the end of the month, I think.
I think is what they said. Yeah.
Nice.
Now that one I'm really excited to see because I did not see that one in theater. I saw the normal version.
Yeah, and I caught the black and white in theater and not the normal version, which it was still awesome because, like John said, the story was just great.
Did you watch subbed or dubbed?
So the color version I watched dubbed here in at home, but and it was subbed in the theater, which was
How
it
was the dub?
It was good. It was really
I
good.
thought it was pretty good actually. Yeah, I was like, okay, it didn't like take me out of it or anything, and it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty fair.
Godzilla even sounded like Godzilla. It was amazing.
Wow, they translated and everything.
Yeah, dude. When they hit that old theme, I'm like, dang, that's
Dun-dun-dun.
awesome,
Yeah,
man. So good.
Oh, I'm so
good.
It was well
excited!
done.
I can't
It was
wait.
well done.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
yeah, very well
That's
done.
good. It's good. The
I heard a podcast with I don't know if you guys ever listened to the one that's hosted by Michael Rosenbaum, the guy that was Lex Luthor on Smallville. But he had Kevin Smith on. I love to hear Kev do anything. It's just like he's such a good spirit. I feel like, but he put it. He goes, "This is the first time you cared about the human story in a Godzilla movie."
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
"Damn,
exactly.
very
Maybe-
true."
maybe somewhat 2014 Godzilla with Aaron Taylor Johnson, his like whole
Yeah,
family
yeah.
with Bryan Cranston. That maybe, but like
Yeah.
for sure, where you actually genuinely cared about the outcome.
Wasn't there a Millie
100%.
Bobby Brown one too? Or
Yeah.
am I-
I didn't give a fuck about Millie Bobby.
No?
Only
Okay.
Drake cared about that. I wasn't worried.
Ooh.
I wasn't concerned in the slightest.
Shots fired.
Actually, Vera Farmiga was in there, so maybe I did care a little bit.
But you know, with the Aaron Johnson one, Elizabeth Olsen was also in that. She played his wife.
So fucking beautiful. Yeah, she did actually. Good
So
callback.
she played his wife there, and now she's
This
his,
plays
his
his
sister in the
sister.
MCU. Yeah.
Ew. Good callback. Abe, how are we doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Just got out the shower right now. Pretty
Send us
slow week
pics.
for me. Yeah, I know, right? June is mental health for men. I just want to say that you are not alone. If you ever feel alone, just reach out to your friend. Reach out. I'm here for each and every one of y'all in here.
Beautiful,
Just
beautiful.
check out on y'all's friends. You know what I mean? It's a cruel world out there, and sometimes we don't know what people are going through. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, I started watching The Boys. What made me want to watch The Boys was literally a Mortal Kombat one trailer. They added
Nice.
Homelander on there. So I was like, you know what? I was like, let me watch this show because my friends keep talking about it at work, and I don't get the reference of the milk and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me start watching this, bro. Literally, first episode is like it's like drugs, man. I watched it and I can't
Yeah.
stop watching it now.
Like when
I'm
Robin
so hooked.
evaporated.
Yeah, like I'm
Oh,
so hooked, bro. I'm like, oh my god. I just started season 2, episode 2. I still need to
Nice.
catch up because season 4 is about to come out.
Yeah, it's
What,
about to
like
come
a
out,
week
yeah.
and a half. So yeah, but other than that, just been watching The Boys, man. I just been literally in my bed watching that.
Wow.
Stuck in bed watching that, and other than watching F1 and catching up on that. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah, your boy got signed to Red Bull for another year. So that's
Yeah,
really good.
another 2 years. Yeah, I was super excited for him because I think preseason he had asked for 2 years. Red Bull had said only 1, and then they said,
Yeah.
"Well, let's talk about it, whatnot." And then I guess they didn't have other options to work with Max Verstappen, so they were like, "You know what? You're a good fit. Let's just give you your 2 years."
Yeah.
So
Good for
yeah,
him.
I'm super excited about that. So Checo, never give up. Let's get it.
There you go. It was an interesting week for me. Victoria got back. Let's see. Friday late night. We were supposed to have like a night to ourselves, but when Vivi woke up on Friday morning, she said that she felt sick, and I was like, okay, like, do you really feel sick, or like, be honest with me, like, what are we thinking here? And so she's like, no, I really feel sick, and I was like, okay, then if you feel sick, then you're gonna have to lay in bed. Like, this isn't like you're gonna be bouncing off the walls, like doing stuff. Like, you're gonna be resting. And sure enough, she was sick. So it was like this really weird illness, and she had I think I mentioned last week she had to go to the doctor for this kind of thing she had going on, and we kind of eventually like deduced that the antibiotic that she was on, she was having an allergic reaction to it,
Oh.
which is odd because she's taken that probably 5 or 6 times in her life, amoxicillin.
Oh, okay.
And the doctors were basically saying, like, yeah, like, some people can just develop this allergy. It's not really a rhyme or reason for it. Your body just starts to not want to take it anymore, and so we stopped giving it to her. We took her to urgent care. I think it was yesterday. What was yesterday? Tuesday? No, it was Monday. And we haven't given it to her since, and it's all but cleared up. So, I mean, obviously, the only way to know for sure would be to give it to her again and see if the symptoms trigger again. But obviously, we're not going to do that. So we have to start her on a different antibiotic tomorrow for that issue. So we're kind of concerned. It's kind of a scary symptom that she's having, but we're hoping that she got real sick and one of her lymph nodes is kind of swollen. And, you know, when you have like anything swollen in your body, you start to think like cancer and all these other bad things. But the doctor said, like, based on how fast it swelled up and that she was just sick before this, that it's likely just that. So that is going to be hopefully something we have good news on soon. As far as real life stuff, man, it's been a wild week. I've been trying to catch up on my sleep. I've been trying to go to bed earlier. In fact, I almost like slept through the show today. I was asleep for a little bit, but yeah, trying to get back on that. Trying to catch up on sleep debt, and yeah, this week has been it's been nice having Victoria home because, like I said, I've just been, you know, trying to catch up on that. It's much easier to do that with two parents in the house other than one. I can't imagine how the single parents do it. But it was kind of funny, speaking of parents, my mom had texted me this a few hours ago, and I put it on the Facebook group. But yesterday's cold open, we were kind of making jokes about, like, what you want for your birthday, and I was like, oh, yeah, I want a cream pie. And my parents never listen to the show. Like, every once in a while they'll listen, but it's pretty rare. And so I guess my parents carpooled today, and my dad was like, oh, I'll put the show on. Oh, wow. And my mom's like, you want a pie for your birthday? She's like, you don't even eat pie. Like, a cream pie? And I was like, oh, my God. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, no, actually, I just want a carrot cake. But holy Jesus, I was like, does she know what that means? Like, I was like, wait, what'd you say, John?
That's why you never give the parents the channel name.
I'm gonna get grounded, bro. I'm gonna get
Under
grounded.
any, my mom will ask, you have a YouTube channel? Yep. Can I have it? Nope. I'm sorry. Nope.
Wow.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Did they ask about the bucket?
About the bucket? What?
The one that you throw. Because usually my mom.
Oh, yeah.
No, I told them. I was furious. I was furious.
The bucket.
Yeah.
I was fucking furious when I called them about that fucking bucket. I was like, this thing's going in the garbage. But
I wanted to ask Zach what the interest rate is on sleep debt.
I don't know, man. It's pretty fucking high because I'm fucking paying the man right now. Yeah, I went to bed.
You're always paying the man.
Almost like I went to bed. I think at like right when we finished the show, Dean and like the guys that stayed on afterwards, y'all were talking about like science, and I was like, bro, I am so fucking falling asleep from this conversation, and I went right to bed. It put me right to sleep. They're talking about atoms and elements, and I was like, bro, it's too fucking late to be talking about all this stuff. Isotopes and Terrence Howard math. And yeah, it put me to bed. But oh, look at the Dean's mom's in the chat. Look at that.
Oh, there she is.
Hey, John, you drinking a big old beer over there? Or
No, more water, man, more water.
Oh, okay. That water looked fancy. I was
Sparkling
like, damn.
water, yeah, no beer.
Also, what the hell? I had something on my desk I needed to ship tomorrow, and I don't see it anymore.
Maybe you shipped it.
It's been shipped.
No, I didn't. No, I
There you
didn't
go.
ship it. But the thing
That's
was,
what all those
good.
sellers say.
yeah. The thing was, I shipped it to this person, and then it never got delivered. I mean, it was something I was just doing for a friend, and then I felt bad because they asked me, like, dude, I didn't get the second package. I was like, oh shit, I never shipped the second one. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll ship it. And I put it in a baggie, and I don't fucking see the baggie.
Yep.
What the hell? Things go missing.
And that
in
eBay
this
claim
house.
comes in.
Things
There
go
you go.
missing. Things go missing in this house. What's happening?
Zach,
Oh my God, what the hell did Dean send me? Oh my God. Send me more. Do you have a video? Oh my God.
Forward that link already.
Wow.
I know. I'm curious about that myself now. Share the love,
Yeah,
Dean.
forward that.
Don't be stingy, Dean.
Anyway, sorry. What was the question? Someone asked me a question. I got distracted.
Oh, I was gonna say, Zach, Vivi was taking that the pink liquid medicine. Is that the one?
Pepto Bismol.
Pepto.
No. So she was taking amoxicillin. It's like a
Yeah.
antibiotic.
Right. But they gave her a liquid form.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Y'all remember getting that when y'all were kids and it tasted like really good? It had like a good flavor. Like,
You know
Yeah,
what?
it has bubblegum flavor, you're right, yeah.
well, I
yeah,
didn't think it
it's
tasted like
crazy
bubblegum,
that
but it was
he's-
pretty good.
No, it literally says.
It's crazy
bubblegum
that he
on
said
it.
that she broke. Did she break out in hives? Right? She had a
Yeah,
allergic
fever
reaction?
and hives.
Yeah, because when I was little, I had, I guess, the same thing, and they had to take me to ER too.
No, you had
And
HIV. Just kidding.
and so yeah, I broke out in hives. I remember, and like, I mean, I
Yeah.
vividly remember going to ER. You know what I mean? And I actually went to Santa Rosa downtown. So
Damn, bro.
yeah,
That's
so
downtown, bro.
it's yeah, exactly. So it's crazy that he said that she broke out
Yeah,
or
it's
she had an
crazy.
allergic reaction because yeah.
I'm craving
Yeah, and
Taco
I
Bell
mean,
all of a sudden.
It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't that bad of a reaction, but it was bad enough that it was like not worth it to keep taking the medicine.
No, yeah, mine was
Um,
like all over my body.
Yeah. So we're at 20 minutes. I don't want to get into the discussion, but I'm curious. Who here saw Acolyte? Like watched both episodes? Chuck, myself, anybody? Okay, we won't,
that the
we
Star
won't
Wars
spend
one?
more than a minute on it. Yeah, the Star Wars one. Chuck, just
Yeah.
out of 10, because I forgot to preface to you guys if you guys wanted to talk about it. What out of 10? What's your score? 10 being the highest.
It's hard for me to base since it's not over, but like out of the two that I saw, like a 6.5. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like,
That's exactly what I'm at. Yeah.
it didn't feel as serious as Andor. Not to go deep, you know what I mean? And there was definitely some. I felt like some Kill Bill-ish shit going on. I was like, wait a minute, this
Yeah.
female writer is a fan of Kill Bill, which I guess everyone is a fan of Kill Bill. But yeah, I mean, I'll rock with it till the end.
Yeah, I will say I'm intrigued. I feel like when you do a 2-episode premiere, I feel like there has to be. I don't want to say like you have to wrap up a story in those 2 episodes, but I feel like they left us at a really weird cliffhanger. Like a really weird, like not even really a good cliffhanger at all.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm about 6 out of 10 as well.
Okay.
And it has zero to do with like bigotry or like anti-woman or anti-black or anything. I just was actually, in fact,
It's
I was
fucking
telling.
bizarre
in fact,
that you even have to
I was
say that.
I was telling
Yeah.
Dean, I was like, dude, the Squid Game actor, best part of the fucking show.
Oh, yeah,
Might be
he's
my
amazing.
favorite Star Wars
Damn.
character in a long time.
His English was really good, right? I was like, oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought
Ben
he
would
just
be
spoke
impressed.
Korean.
Is it the main
Yeah,
guy?
he
on
learned
Squid
English
Games?
for this
Yeah.
role.
No
Oh,
shit.
okay, wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wait, he didn't speak English in Squid Game?
No.
Nah, that's all in
It's all
Korean.
Korean.
Oh, I don't remember
It's,
that. Maybe I watched the
That's
wrong
how good
version.
it was.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's crazy.
I
forgot.
mean, you might
guess.
have watched it dubbed. They dubbed it, but
Oh, possibly. Interesting.
yeah,
So
he didn't
I have
speak English before this.
I have a friend who's also into Star Wars, and he does a bunch of cosplay and stuff. And this is what he wrote about that. He said, "Convinced Star Wars fans hate Star Wars. Not enough lightsabers. Gift show centered around Jedi. It's not all about lightsabers. God damn it."
Well, I think the show.
And he gave it a 7 out of 10. That's
Yeah,
just
7 out of 10.
what he.
So the show kind of tells you that like Jedi, at least at this point in time, only draw their weapons like as a last resort, like if they're ready to kill. And then they
Yeah.
kind of draw them quite a bit in the show, which I was like, okay, kind of undid what that fucking guy said in the first 5 minutes, but okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued, I guess is the nicest thing I could say. I don't know that I love it. Don't know that I hate it. I'm really curious because Dean said he's going to wait till the 3rd episode to watch the 3 and then decide if he wants to continue. I'm curious to hear what Dean has to say, but I'll have to wait until next week. But I'm intrigued. Is I think the nicest thing I can see at the moment. I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like some people on Twitter were saying. There's also like people complaining about really stupid shit. Like in one scene, there's like a fire on the spaceship on the hull.
Yeah.
and people were like, there can't be fires in space, and I'm like, okay, first off, it happened in episode 1. It happens like 5 times in the original trilogy where there's an explosion in space. And so I was like, that's one. That's
I mean,
stupid
there
as
would
fuck.
definitely be. It wouldn't be a sustained fire, but there would definitely be. There could be
Yeah.
fire.
In this case, there was
Because
like
your ship
a
has
leak.
oxygen in it.
Yeah, there was an oxygen leak that was causing a fire.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people were like, that's so fucking unrealistic. I'm like, guys, fire can exist under certain conditions in space. Like,
Yeah.
We're also
Obviously, it
talking about
wouldn't-
hyperspace,
Yeah,
space travel.
it wouldn't make noise in space. But
Yeah, of
Star Wars
course.
has always had noise in space. Like, that's not new.
Yeah.
And then there was also one tiny scene. This is not a spoiler. This ship got out of hyperspace. I think it was like unintentionally, but when it dropped, it like hit this asteroid as if it was always going to hit the asteroid regardless. And I was like, maybe I just don't understand how hyperspace works, because I thought the whole point of like the nav computer was so you calculate,
Of course.
you plot the course where you can go in a straight line or whatever the direction is and not hit things. And so immediately it dropped and it hit the thing, and I was like,
Well,
maybe I
I
just
felt like
don't
that
understand
happened right
that.
after the pilots got knocked out, so maybe they're like navigating as they go. I mean, like, it's kind of.
I don't know.
I think it's kind of nitpicky.
I could
It kind of makes me think about a whole. Do you guys think we come from a culture of like everything sucks now? Is that where we're
Probably.
at?
I was just talking to my sister about that. Yeah, it's really hard to.
I think the world is so shitty. Like, we need good stuff, and when it's not good, or like when you're hyped on something, it's more of a
Yeah.
letdown. I think.
Kind of
Well,
like
also-
that episode of South Park where he's I think where Stan was basically everything sucked to him, and so no, oh, that's right, everything he said, oh, everything's just shit, and so eventually everything started looking like shit. Everybody's words coming out of their mouth start sounding like shit. You hear shit coming out of their mouths, and so yeah, I think we do have a culture where everybody just wants to complain and say everything's bad.
Yeah, well, the algorithm on YouTube also doesn't support. It's like if it's not rage bait, it doesn't get pushed because that's what people go to
Dean's
watch.
right. When we started the year, we started doing real content, and I'm not doing it as regularly as we were. I was still about 3 or 4 times, or 2 to 3 times a month, rather than every week like I was trying initially. But the videos where I would intentionally put something divisive, like my worst regrets of Hot Toys, or like my least favorite this, always did incredibly well. And my videos where I was like positive or like just having a conversation, terrible.
They didn't care about
like
it.
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah. Algorithms
Literally week to
reward
week,
negativity.
terrible. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why I said last night, or on last night on Tuesday, when something comes out and all the YouTube channels like it's woke garbage, I try really hard not to pay attention to that because 9 times out of 10 it's not. They're just
Yeah.
rage baiting, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
bro, shut the
Right.
fuck up. This is not what you're saying it is. But
Yeah.
that being said, I'm so over the bullshit that they've been doing with Star Wars that I'm not even motivated to even get invested, because the general consensus of all the people that got the pre-screening is episode 3 kind of shits all over like any remaining fans that have, and I'm like, I don't even want to get invested if that's just going to end up happening. So I'm going to wait
Yeah.
for the 3rd episode to drop before I even start watching it. I'll watch all 3, come to the conclusion myself. But I'm just, it's hard to even get, like, not even excited for Star Wars. Just like, oh, it's okay, it's out. Like,
Yeah.
Now this show.
That's
that
how I
is
was
it-
with. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
That's how I was with the Mandalorian, because season 1 was like, it was during the COVID. It was the only thing that was out, super
It was
popular.
amazing.
So yeah, exactly. So I got into it, and actually, like, that's what got me into like the depth of the timeline. So I started watching like Anchor, what was it, the new Star Wars that came out and stuff. And season 2 came out, and it was like, okay, well, this is good, but it wasn't as good as the first one. I think they just took like a left turn. You know what I mean? And which was the last season? Last season 3,
No,
right?
season 3. 3 was like, what is happening?
Yeah, okay.
And
So
then-
season 3, I haven't even finished it because they focus so much on not the guy who's the Mandalorian, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
like
Bo-Katan.
this is the Mandalorian, not Mo-Katan.
Yeah, so luckily, for me, I've liked Bo-Katan since way back when she was in Clone
Yeah.
Wars and then Rebels. So I didn't mind it, but I understood where people's complaints were coming from. It's like you sold me on a show of Din Djarin, and now he's kind of taking a back seat. But then they also pulled some dumb shit with the Boba Fett show.
Yeah,
with Grogu and Luke, and then kind of just undoing all of seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, what
Yeah.
was the fucking point of getting Grogu to Luke if you're just gonna undo it
Yeah.
in a single episode
Immediately.
of a
Immediately.
different
Exactly.
fucking show? Yeah, and it totally soured season 3 for me because I'm like,
yeah. Because at season 2, you end with Grogu going with Luke, and then they take off, and then season 3, he's just back with Pedro Pascal just fucking running around the galaxy, and I'm just like, dude, like what the hell?
yeah.
Like,
so
they
if you
literally
didn't
went
watch
all
Boba
that.
Fett, then
It
that's-
died.
I
that
haven't
Boba
watched it. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
watched that one.
Don't watch.
And
That's not even
there's-
worth watching.
Yeah, the episode, I guess is it just a Mando episode that has Luke in it? It's weird because it's a Boba Fett show, and then it takes a fucking.
It's like he's not even in the episode.
yeah, he's not even in the goddamn episode. It's just like the Mandalorian, and that's like, it's a fine episode because you get a lot of Luke, and it's really cool. But then,
Yeah,
like I said, they just undo all of it, and it's like, at the end of the show, Grogu's back with Mando, and it's like, what was the point of seasons 1 and 2?
yeah, exactly.
So is it mainly an issue of continuity? Like it seems like things are they're adding things, but they're using the things they're adding to take away from what was originally canon.
I don't even know. I couldn't pinpoint you what the.
I think what it is, Thomas, is that there could be tighter. This story writing could be tighter.
Yeah.
Like I get it exactly what these guys are saying. I loved all 3 seasons, but like on our show on Friday, me and Adam, we pretty much say the opposite of what we just said. Like I think Mr. Musashi is saying here in the comments, he's stopped watching some collecting channels because people are just pissed off about everything. We literally say if we didn't like it, we're not going to cover it, right? Like we didn't cover the Marvels, we didn't cover Ms. Marvel, right? Because, well, we didn't watch them because I
Ms.
wasn't
Marvel's
interested.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
I'm
watched
surprised you
the
didn't like Miss Marvel.
I watched the Marvels afterwards, and I thought that movie was fine. I watched Madam Web in theaters, but again, yeah, we weren't going to cover it because I was like,
Poor
you know
child.
what? We're not going to spend hours just hating on stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not worth it to us. But I think like I thought the 3 seasons were fine of The Mandalorian, but Dina and Abe are right. At the end of the way season 2 ends, you could have given us like a whole season 3 that like showed us maybe them coming back together. Like we're seeing Mando's side, we're seeing Grogu's side, and then at the end, because I think people weren't gonna jive with them not being together after they had already grown so attached to them two together.
Well,
Yeah.
I
You
think one of the biggest problems is if you want to have Grogu in season 3, that's fine. Like, I get it. But the time frame in which it happens, even Jon Favreau couldn't give us an answer on, well, how
Yeah.
long exactly was this between the two? And he gave
like,
like
conflicting
3
answers.
different answers that
Yeah.
were wildly different. And it's like, you gotta have the character spend a little more time in one area and show some actual legitimate character growth and story growth instead of just like, okay, Grogu, do you want to stay here or go hang out with Mando? And Grogu's like, Mando. And that's it. It's like, it's just not good story writing. It's lazy. It's like, oh, we want to sell merchandise, so get Grogu back with the Mando as soon as possible. And it's like,
It definitely could be tighter and it make it better. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I as a casual viewer, I tend to focus. When I say casual, but but I tend to still be like focus on the good things and be like, I enjoyed it. Those things did occur to me, but I was like, I'm okay to get past it. But yeah, I guess you just feel like there's rich characters and you could be giving us a better product
Yeah,
that
and-
you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for kids, guys. It's for kids.
Let's
It's for kids.
let's be fair. There's a lot of instances, even in the original trilogy, where the timeline doesn't.
Oh,
like,
right. Yeah.
It feels very rushed, but they're in the confines of a movie, right? They have 2.5 hours to tell a story. Where
I think
it's
the
like,
best example is
the-
Luke's trip to Dagobah.
Yeah,
Or
Luke's trip
not
to
to Dagobah, to Dagobah to Bespin.
Yeah, because
And then
Han
alternatively, the trip to Bespin with the Falcon.
Right,
There's
it's like their
varying reports of is it
hyperdrive
like weeks, months, or like years, depending
Right.
on.
Yeah, because their hyperdrive is down, so they're like, we
Yeah, so
gotta
they're going
limp
sublight.
the Falcon all the way over here, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, how long
Yeah.
did that take? How long, And there's novelizations that help explain stuff like that, but yeah, like
Yeah.
there are instances of, nothing's perfect, so let's call it for what it is, but yeah, when your whole franchise is riding on. Because they stopped making movies. It's all Disney Plus now. And you have a show with 8 episodes, 30 minutes each. So you're getting more content further along. So it's like, why couldn't you spend more time explaining any of this? Instead, you took a shortcut. It's just...
So
I
Dean,
think it's
Oh, I'm sorry, go
it's
ahead.
like it's like John said, it's for the kids, right? And what the directors
Is it,
want is
though?
like, but like the way they're thinking is like, okay, well, kids are only watching this, right? That's what their mindset is, and it's like, let's go on to the next. You know what I mean? Like, drop this, okay, next. Drop this, next. Like, they just want to do the trending stuff. They don't really care about, like, oh, okay, is this for the long haul? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody nowadays is thinking like back then. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it sucks.
They're not-
It really does suck because it's just like, dude, like, Pedro Pascal is such a great actor that you can do so many things with him, but then like you're not focusing on the main thing that you sold us on. You know what I mean?
Well, Pedro Pascal was just a voice at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
With
That's actually
Mandalorian,
very true. Yeah.
But they're just not. They're not. Their goal is not to cater to
the people who pay their bills.
right. Well, pretty much, right.
Yeah.
Their
The
goal.
real fans.
Yeah, that's not their goal in any aspect. Marvel, you're seeing it in Marvel, Star Wars. It's all the same crap. These films that are coming right now, and all that, all what's being pumped out, it's not to cater to the comic book fans that are huge fans of the franchise or the
who got
the
them
property.
to where they're at
Gatekeepers.
right now.
who got them to where they're at. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
now your job is to now they're getting like Grogu is always like the next Mickey Mouse, right? It was their
Yeah,
gravy
exactly,
train
that's
for it was their gravy train. I haven't seen one good Marvel film or anything come out of Star Wars in late. No matter how well you want to sugarcoat it, where you sit down and be like, Godzilla -1. Damn, I sat down, watched that whole thing. First season of Mando. Wow, that was a good season.
Yeah,
Nothing's
Rogue
been
One,
out like that.
incredible.
Rogue One. Damn, that ending. I watch it again twice.
Okay, yeah, that was good. Yeah.
There's nothing like that anymore. Writing's bad. Everything's bad.
I think you're dealing. Yeah. Go ahead.
Even
John.
DC, what they did with the Flash, with Keaton,
I didn't mind that.
that was a travesty.
Yeah, it's that whole thing. It's like, well, it's not really for you. It's for the youth. It's like, okay, well then, why use the crutch of bringing back old characters like Keaton or Bo-Katan?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
So you could take the kids to watch it, and you're just there watching it, and you're an extra ticket.
Yeah,
it's like,
I think there's the hope that you'll make that connection to like,
Yeah.
oh hey, that's the Batman that I liked. I know you like this Batman or whatever.
Until they
But I
killed
also,
him.
yeah, I think that there's like a disconnect, as far as with the writers, because we come now from an audiences that don't have a large attention span, right? Because I felt like
you're
in
not
some
wrong. You're
Yeah,
not
it-
wrong.
in shows like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, like they took a long time to make, and then they did a lot of storylines where like the primary characters were separated for a long time. And so, as a viewer gets invested in the characters, I'm willing to stick with it because I'm like, well, I want to see the characters I love reunited. But now the audience is like, fuck that. The main characters are gone. I'm not going to watch no more. So I think they probably thought, if we take Grogu out, we're going to lose half the audience. So we better not do that. And so it's like, it's a challenge to write it in a way that will, you know what I mean? And I know me and Thomas were talking about this when he popped on our show and me and Adam, but like the way that X-Men 97 did it, it was like they did it very well, where the writing was concise and tight. Like it took into account those things. Like, okay, we've got to hit one point and move to the next point, and then, you know what I mean? Keep the story going with enough that this short attention span audience is going to still stay interested.
And in
That's a good
X-Men
example.
97, Storm, who's one of the favorites, wasn't in several of the episodes. And there were times where they were separated, but they still had a very tight story. And when she did pull back in, it made sense when she got back in. So, but I was curious, do you think that with the streaming services doing so many television shows, do you think Star Wars might benefit from trying to produce more movies than the TV shows? And do you think that might be something that could kind of build a little connective tissue, or do you think it doesn't really matter?
Well, the sequels weren't any better, so.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I think too that it people feel like, well, the studio feels like we have these properties and we have to make content, period. So I think with this Acolyte, they said, okay, let's take it out. The earliest Star Wars story I think we've had on screen, 100 years before, the Empire. So we're going way back so that we can hopefully like maybe create some new, like you said there, Thomas, some new kind of meat to the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because you keep playing in the same sandpit with the same characters. You're pissing people off. You're screwing things up. It makes me wonder, with what Dean said, like, why didn't Favreau have an answer to that was concise? Which makes me think when they were maybe putting the story on paper, they were like, oh, okay, then this happens. And like, well, what about this? And they're like, no one's going to worry about that. But they don't realize that the hardcore fans are going to be like, hey, hold on now. Travel time between Bespin and a year is not up to snuff. But again, then they're not necessarily trying to cater to that. If they have 10 people asking that, but 100,000 are like, that shit was badass. Yeah, they're like, fucking Grogu, exactly. Yeah, dude, my mom loves Grogu. My mom loves Grogu and never worried about hyperspace in her life.
Bro, my daughter, she's a big Grogu fan, and she was born in 2018. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Grogu
like
as much as the next guy.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I want the Fortnite skin and this and that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Hot
bro,
Toys
chill.
was giving. Hot Toys was starting to give their Batman figures with their Grogu. Keep Grogu. Okay, let's keep Grogu. But X-Men 97 is a good example of, I think, a more recent show that got the X-Men fans back in that
Yeah,
excitement.
because the people that were writing it were X-Men fans.
So what did they do? They fired the guy. Like,
But
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
but,
how
okay,
many-
but to be fair, we don't know what he did. He could have been some
I know,
egregious
yeah.
shit.
But how many times have we seen an interview with Star Wars writers and Marvel writers where it's like, I purposefully didn't pay attention to the lore. I didn't read the comic books. I never watched the movies that came before it. I purposefully, stayed away from all the stuff that is important to furthering the story. And it's just like,
I almost wish Mando
it's
season
fucking
1
crazy.
ended at season 1.
Can't
Season
stop that
2 is
cash
pretty
cow,
good.
man. It's pretty good, yeah.
Really?
Wait.
No, it didn't hit.
Yeah, it should have
me,
ended
it
at season 2. to me.
Well, technically,
hit.
they are making a movie, so I mean, you're not wrong. If they would have ended it and then like continue the movie with it, like I think that would have been a good sell. But I
They're
mean, I think
supposed
you
to
still
be a
need
movie.
season 2. They're supposed to be a movie, yeah.
Season 2 was
But,
with Cad
yeah.
Bane, right? Or that was Boba Fett.
No, that was
was
Boba
Boba
Fett.
Fett.
Season
Yeah.
one.
Season,
I gotta
season-
remember.
Season 2 is where he first runs into Bo-Katan and Boba Fett.
The
And
frog episode.
And the
my
Starfighter?
favorite episode. No, that's season 3. No, I'm sorry.
Okay,
You're correct. That season 2 is the
Starfighter, right?
and one. Yeah.
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 Let's get some Batman back in our life. Forget Star Wars.
Moss, more Batman. God damn, Jack.
That's where I'm at. I'm just like, ugh. I'm just focusing on like the other shit I like because, video game stuff and Final Fantasy and which.
John, if I can ask you a quick question, who's your all-time favorite Batman? Because me and my friend had a debate, and I was like, dude, like I'm gonna be honest with you, I watched a bunch of Michael Keaton movies, but in Spanish. They used to always be after church, like Sunday nights. It was our family night, and we used to watch them in Spanish. You know what I mean? But still, like they caught my attention, and so I watched a bunch of Michael Keaton movies. When what's his name, Christian Bale came in, he did a great job. But I mean, it's still hard to
wanted Christian
beat
Bale
Michael
Hot Toys so
Keaton.
bad.
Yeah, my heart
I want a
lies
Bale
with
Batman Hot Toy so bad.
my heart lies with Keaton for sure. That's
Yeah,
what started.
because what's
for
his
me.
name? The guy from the one with
Pattinson?
where the Riddler. Yeah.
Oh
Is it-
no,
what's his name?
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Kilmer. And then didn't George Clooney did one too?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did one.
Kilmer.
Yeah, okay.
Kilmer doesn't get enough credit, I think, but yeah, Keaton really is the one that.
But
kicked it
I
off
think
for me.
y'all had a movie night. I think it's called the episode's called Summer Edition. That episode, which I tell Zach all the time, that's my favorite episode, because y'all made fun of that movie where his parents died. Yeah, poof. Well, okay, so Zach was like, Kilmore's more of a playboy type of guy, and Michael Keaton is more of a like hard guy. You know what I mean? Like
I'm hard.
he's like the real Batman. Doesn't like who fits the Batman perfection.
That's the thing.
more?
You have so many Batmans that you can, so many different variations of actors playing the character that
Yeah.
you can. Like Pattinson is more of that street level detective kind of
Yeah,
Batman.
because even
that I
okay, so even
appreciated.
the Robert Pattinson, I don't hate it. You know what I mean? I'm in the kind of like it, love it.
Yeah, he was good. I thought he was really
Timeline.
good.
It was a good movie. I felt like it was like a dark, kind of like how would I explain it? The one with the penguin with the
Batman Returns.
yes,
Yeah.
that one. Like that. That's how
Very dark.
that's what the
Catwoman.
nostalgia brought me back because I was like, dude, I was so scared of that movie. Like when I was little, like I would tell my parents like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. It scared me.
Michelle
And it's just-
Pfeiffer stole that show.
Yeah.
Oh man, she's beautiful. And now I can watch it all. You know, what I mean, any day now.
So
Now, if you ask me which Batman I hate the most, now this is what I get flack for. Batfleck.
wow.
Okay,
Okay.
so I haven't
that
seen none
one.
of the only
So-
Ben Affleck Batman I've seen one is the Justice League, the 3 hour long one. That's the only one.
Nope.
The two. So I'm, we've talked about this before on the show a bunch. I'm not the biggest
Yeah.
Batman fan. That being said, I've watched all the movies. So for me, and
Same.
I've watched a lot of the cartoons, and I understand the character.
Oh, dude, I used to love the cartoons.
Ben Affleck's Batman, they tried to make like Tony Stark, where he like always has the one-liner. He always makes
Yeah.
like the funny joke and releases the tension of the scene, which is not Batman at all.
No,
Batman
no,
is
Nope.
Batman's always the one who has his shit together, and it's like, can you all shut the fuck up, please? Like
Yeah.
the Flash is always saying some dumb shit, and Aquaman.
Yeah, that was.
And-
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, but I think in terms of like brute force, Affleck has been my favorite to watch. I mean, he just fucks people up.
Like that warehouse scene. Yes, that's
Incredible.
4 minutes of
But in terms of the persona of Batman or even Bruce Wayne, as much as it pains me to say, and you're probably going to be fucking shocked, I think Christian Bale gets it the best.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Batman.
don't-
Batman Begins. Batman Begins was beautiful. Like that beginning story. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to be with John because, like I said, Michael Keaton. Like that's what I grew up
Yeah.
on. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
and those movies are
Go ahead.
charming, but they're a little
Yeah.
campy and also a little silly.
Yeah, more like comic Tim Burton style.
Yeah,
right? It's-
Keaton's Bruce Wayne is kind of playful and like charming. Where, I mean, not that Bruce Wayne's not charming, because he definitely puts it on, when he needs to. But yeah, I do really enjoy Keaton, those movies.
I,
But
I think the world what's his name, the director,
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan built was if like Batman existed today in this world, that would be
Yeah, it's a very modern.
Yeah.
a
take
very
on that.
modern take. And Batman Begins and The Dark Knight were really well done.
Yeah,
I
I
think it
know
was
his
ahead of
voice.
its time too.
I know his
Yeah.
voice effect people didn't like too much. That's fine, but I think it really drops off at Rises. Like Rises had those, like will give you goosebumps. The ending with the Robin and the Bat where he's still alive, which Godzilla -1 copied. But that whole
Yeah, you're
ending
not
was
wrong.
nice. That whole ending was nice. But
Dark Knight Rises. That's the
Minus
one with
one
Tom
ending.
Hardy,
That
right?
was-
With,
Yeah,
Bro,
Bane.
the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
minus
Bane.
one ending is like 2 haymakers, bro. Like
I need to
3
watch
haymakers,
minus one.
bro.
oh yeah,
I'm not
The
gonna
ending
spoil
was-
it.
yeah, I
No,
heard it's
don't.
pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
The ending.
yeah. I'm gonna
was-
watch it this week or
Like-
sometime this weekend.
If you can make someone cry at a Godzilla movie, you know
Bro,
you did
I
your job.
cried, bro. I was
I
like,
cried.
what the fuck, bro?
Bro,
I know. I said, did this Godzilla movie just move me? I was like, damn, I feel moved.
bro, if you cry at a Godzilla movie, you know you need an Oscar.
They won an Oscar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they deserve it.
The thing
My
you
brother
said-
went to go see
Wait, Dean,
that
have you seen
King
Minus
Kong
One?
movie, and
yeah.
he said it was
You
alright.
gotta watch it.
Yeah, the new one.
I haven't seen it.
The thing
Yeah,
you said
you
about Bale's Batman being if Batman was around like in modern
Like modern
times,
age. Yeah.
that's what really disjointed me about Pattinson's Batman, because they're like it's also very modern,
Yeah.
and they have like a crime scene and there's cops everywhere, and then they're like, oh, here comes this fucking Batman, and he walks in, and everyone's like,
Like
"What the
music and
fuck?"
stuff.
Yeah, and then at the
Yeah, he's,
end
like,
you
making
have the
Goofy.
fucking
He's like-
the what are they called? Not the Coast
National Guard or whatever?
The National Guard come in,
National
arrest the
Guard.
people, and there's just a bat guy on the roof.
Yeah, they be
But,
busting
like,
his
in-
ass, bro.
Yeah, I was
the-
like, there's no world where that guy's not with a knee on his neck.
Just some fucking soldier like, what the fuck is going on here? But like in the Bale movies, it's really like stick to the shadows, like fucking meet me in secret on the fucking rooftops. Like no one hangs around Batman. Except me.
I did think that was a
maybe
bit
there's
jarring
couple
at the end.
scenes.
Yeah.
Like when he's in the actual jail with all the cops and he's gonna interview Joker.
And
it
you
was
had to
kinda
lock the
like-
door with a chair.
Yeah, and it
Yes.
was
Yeah.
it was like kind of like this moment where like everyone's looking at Batman almost for the first time, like what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's kind of as much as I just don't like those movies, they just nail so much that it's hard to argue.
Yeah.
I think it works
That Dark
really well
Knight
as
one
a
is pretty
trilogy.
good.
Yeah.
The only thing I
That's
didn't
it.
like about Bale's Batman is that his Batman was not in control like Batman should be. It seemed like he let his emotions run him a little bit too
Emotions.
much.
Oh, that's true.
And I like a Batman needs to be controlled and measured. I mean, he doesn't
he's-
lose his cool.
He's more reactive in those movies
Yeah.
than proactive. You're right.
Rachel.
Because Batman's always like 10 steps ahead of everybody.
Rachel. Yeah.
Who do you like, Thomas? Who's your Batman?
I'm not wearing hockey.
You know, I'm gonna give you my number one and my number two because both of these are ones that I grew up
Both
with.
of
I would say that my first one is going to be Adam West
Wow.
because I love the '66 version with mainly, and I love the camp, but I also love that there were so many villains. We got more villains in that series than I mean, I love seeing villains and seeing what mischief they're going to be up to. So I think that kind of made it for me. But then next would be Keaton. So I kind of am almost in order. I'd say West and then Keaton. And then I would skip over. I'd have to skip over Kilmer and Clooney. I really didn't feel them. And I have to admit that as far as the trilogy, I loved the Dark Knight trilogy, again, mainly because of the villains. If you give me a good villain and a good Batman, I'm a happy boy. But, the villains
Hey, man,
to
so
me are
yeah.
what makes it.
Yeah,
That's what
you're
makes
only
it
as
for
good
me.
as the
So-
bad guy. You're only as good as
Exactly.
the bad guys. So.
It's funny because on that Dark Knight, where he's clapping his hands when he's arrested, he's looking at the camera. It wasn't scripted. Apparently, they said that he kept doing that when they were off camera, and they were just like, you know what, like
Yeah,
just
he
do
was
that and
crazy.
keep it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and may he rest in peace, of course. But yeah, I mean, and then like that guy is like he set the expectations so high for Joker. Like when Jared Leto came, it was
Yes.
just like a joke.
Oh,
You
that
know
was
what I
a
mean?
joke.
The
It was
level,
like
the
go ahead.
mental capacity and level that he had to bring himself to fulfill that role. What he did
yeah,
was
like Jared Leto was a Joker.
Phenomenal.
No pun intended. You know what I mean? Like it just he was tight pants, chains. Like, dude, what is this? I thought I was watching a rap video on BET. You
And
know
to be
what I
honest
mean?
with you, I thought that Leto's
Wow.
I thought Leto's Joker brought down Harley Quinn. Harley
Yeah.
Quinn, I think, would have been much better off if the Joker had not been in it. Because I did
Oh,
not
Margot
buy, I
Robbie's
did not
so
buy
fine.
them to being at the club and doing all that kind of stuff. Harley Quinn is supposed to be
Yeah.
psychotic. She's not
Yeah.
supposed to be a party girl, who's kind of a naughty girl. She's supposed to be psychotic.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
there's a lot of things that the Titans show like got wrong, but there were some really cool things that they did. Like for instance, when they talk about the Red Hood and the Jason Todd story, right? Like if you know that story, obviously the Joker kills Jason Todd. The way they did it is they have it kind of like pretty much in silhouette and like almost and shot from like the ankles down, so all you see is like the cuff of the purple pants and those classic like old school Joker shoes, and you see like the splatter and you hear the laughing, and I was like, damn, the Joker is so iconic that like if you can't get it right, you could do something like that and you know exactly who it is. And
Yeah,
in
it's
those
almost like
movies, yeah,
Imagination fills in the gaps for you.
right. Like when they screwed it up with Leto, they could have, I like what Thomas is saying. They could have left him. They could have referenced the Joker and talked about the Joker and had Harley there saying Mr. J and all this, and it would have been just as intriguing, if not better, than what we got.
Yeah, he didn't add anything. And then
Like,
when they
yeah.
did the second Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn was so much better in that movie.
Yeah.
When she was
I've only
just,
seen the first one.
no, the second one. The first one with the Joker, I did not
Yeah.
like. However, I missed the fact that El Diablo was not there. I thought he was probably the coolest villain to me in that movie, and
Yeah.
and I missed him. I would have liked to have seen him in Suicide Squad #2, the second one.
Yeah.
The boys reminds me of the Suicide Squad, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Boys is
they're just
so
all
good.
crazy. Yeah,
Fucking
and then that opening scene where he's holding the mask. What's his name? The Joker on the Dark Knight. Like, dude, I wanted a poster so bad.
Bro.
They had those
Bro.
posters in Mexico because that at the time when that movie came out, I was in Mexico during that time, and they had those posters at the movie theater, and I wanted one so bad. I should have stole one, honestly.
no movie to this day, maybe Interstellar,
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Has
I've been
given me
watching Interstellar
goosebumps.
all week.
has given me goosebumps.
It's coming
Like-
back to theaters, Interstellar, dude.
I'm telling a fucking
We gotta
story.
go.
here. No movie has given me
Who the fuck?
goosebumps.
Just kidding.
Yeah, who the fuck throw that? Has given me a goosebumps like the ending of Batman Begins, where Gordon and Batman are on the rooftop, and they're like, "Oh, we got a bank robbery."
Oh, the
they left
Joker
a
card.
they left a calling card, and it was the
Oh, yeah.
Joker. I was done.
That was
Dude,
good.
yes.
I get goosebumps
That-
just
that
talking
was
about it.
Yeah, that is missing from now. I know we're talking about that earlier, but
Oh
to
yeah,
come full circle, that's kind of missing. Yeah.
that's
And
what's
I,
missing.
and I really like the fact about that particular trilogy. I like the fact that it felt like it was planned to be that way. There was the ending of Batman Begins tied into the Dark Knight Rises. and
Yeah.
each one tied into the next. So it was like one big story. And then, for example, when there was a reveal to Gordon, where Gordon was, where he said, maybe maybe
The
that's,
jacket,
talking
someone
talking to a scared little boy
Exactly.
whose parents died, and then all of a sudden he flashed back and realized who
That was
Batman was.
insane. That was
That
insane.
right, I was like, man, look at
Yeah.
that. That's so
Yeah.
cool. So
As a trilogy, it's really high up there.
It's
It's,
very,
it's
very good.
you know what I mean.
The,
But
the only time I got that feeling was when I would say Spider-Man: Homecoming, when Keenan goes to jail, and my brother went to go see because it was his birthday, so I went to go see him with him, and he was like, "Oh, damn, like that's Scorpion," and I was like, "Well, I don't even know who that is," but he's such a big Spider-Man fan, you know what I mean? But I was like, "Oh shit, okay, now I get it," you know what I mean? Like now I see how it's connected.
Yeah. Well, I think we've touched them all tonight. I think we had like a 40-minute conversation about Acolyte. I thought it was at 20 minutes, something like that. But good stuff, guys. Look at us making a delicious conversation out of nothing. You'll love to see it. Well, next week, hopefully Dean will have seen the 3 episodes and we can at least talk about that. So everyone plan to at least be ready to talk about Acolyte up to episode 3.
I'll
And
watch it this
if-
weekend.
If Dean hates it and we decide not to talk about it going forward,
No, you guys can talk about it.
I don't want you to sit there and be in silence. But anyways, at any rate, thank you guys. We love you. Let's hear, John, what do we have coming up on your program?
Friday, Collectors Club. Come and hang out. Talk about this week's statue news. And the theme for the intro is going to be Lord of the Rings this week.
Nice.
Lord of the Rings.
are some new statues for Lord of the Rings?
No, well, what I'm doing is in my intros for the show, I'm getting the community to pick themes. So
Oh, okay.
they'll give me a theme each. Like last week was mariachi, so I dressed everybody up in mariachi suits and for the thumbnail, and so I do it every week that way. Have some fun. So this week is Lord of the Rings.
Okay, cool.
Who's going to be Gandalf?
I don't know yet. I still have to work on it. I
Figure
haven't
that out.
thought that one. Maybe I will.
Well,
Gandalf the White though.
Wow.
oh, wow. That seems...
I don't know why you had to specify that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I'd be Gandalf the Black.
Hey, now.
No gray, right? So I can't be.
Nope, I'd be
Gandalf the
Gandalf
Gray.
Oh, no,
the
I-
Black.
My mom found a gray hair on my head the other day.
Oh,
Just one?
Yeah.
Dude, you have a lot
She,
of gray
she didn't
hairs.
pluck it, did she?
I really don't. No, she didn't.
Oh,
You
good.
do.
I was going to. She's like, "Don't do it."
Don't
She's
do it,
like,
yeah.
I've
"You'll
seen
grow
I've seen
more."
gray hair on your head before.
wow.
bad
which
luck, man.
one?
No, you haven't.
I just never pointed it out. I didn't know that was a concern. I got
Hey,
a
better
little gray coming
better
out
on your head than
on your pubes.
on your arms.
Pubis.
Amen to that.
All right. Let's hear Thomas remind us what time tomorrow for the CW movie night.
It'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
There we go.
do you
Chuck,
got-
what do you guys...
What-
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
What are you talking about?
We're going to do Evil Dead Rise.
Oh,
Evil
nice.
Dead Rise. Chuck, what do we got going on Friday?
Not to do movie after a movie, but of course we're gonna do something different than Thomas. We're gonna talk about the Iron Claw, the famous,
Ooh, I've
That's
been
a
wanting to watch that
wrestling
movie
family.
so bad.
Yeah.
very very good guys on Max right now. The Von Erich family, famous Texas wrestling family, and Double A is a bit of a he's a bit of a wrestling historian. So he's gonna talk
Wow.
a little bit about kind of some of the differences between, what we saw in the movie versus what what the movie showed versus reality. So he just knows stuff like that off the top of his head, which is incredible. But I just saw it this week and I was blown away. If you guys want to feel like you did at Godzilla -1, check out the Iron Claw.
That's the one where Zac
where-
Efron looks like He-Man, right?
Yes,
Great.
yeah, very much. Yeah, he's jacked.
Him and
When,
Jeremy Allen
The
White.
Me-
haircut.
Oh yeah.
when me and Dean used to work at HEB, Stone Cold came in one day.
all the time.
So
He's
he
coming
was,
all the time.
yeah, he was buying beef jerky and gallons of water. He was going hunting.
That's before he got famous, right?
No,
Uh,
that was after much. I don't even think he was wrestling at the time.
Oh, you're talking about the wrestler or your cousin?
no,
No, the
Stone
wrestler.
Cold Steve Austin. No, this guy. Not a wrestler. Yeah.
Let's see here, Abe. What streams do you have going on this week?
I'm gonna be. We're gonna be watching live the trailer for Black Ops 6 on the 9th, which is 4 days. So I think that will be it, and then Monday we'll be just talking about the race, how it went, just the positions. Let's hope Checo gets a good position this weekend. So it's in Canada and Quebec this weekend.
Ooh, one of my
Oh,
favorite
nice.
tracks to race. I love
Nice.
that track.
Yeah.
John's neck of the
So
woods.
shout out to Ben Thomas. I know he's a Canadian friend, and my brother actually just bought tickets to go visit his girlfriend in Canada. So.
Wow.
And John's
So,
up there
yeah.
too. John's in the Great White North.
Oh yeah, well, John's up there too. Yeah, I forgot that he's Canadian as well. So
Yes, sir.
she lives in Albertona, something like that.
Alberta.
Albertona. What?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Alberta. Yeah.
Alberta. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, we've touched them all tonight. Beam, hope you're doing well, buddy. Anyways, we love you guys, and we will catch you on the next episode of After Dark.
Later, guys. Have fun with y'all.
Great show, guys.